What is going on to the AMC stock group? What is going on to the AMC investors? And what is going on to the AMC traders? I know the price of AMC stock is down on the day, but just wait, that is the exact point of today's video. We're going to be talking about the breaking news surrounding AMC stock. So before we waste anyone's time, I just want to let you guys know that in the link down in the description, there is a link to sign up to Webull. If you guys like, I know times like this are a little bit difficult to endure, but if you guys would like to get some 2 free stocks, very easy, very similar to do. Now with the article, it says that AMC is about to start climbing again, and this I know may seem a little bizarre just because the price of AMC stock is down today. And so why is AMC stock going to crash the market? What do the hedge funds know that we don't? Or what do we know that the hedge funds do not? And so what is going on with the NSC essentially cleans the slate for retail investors. The AMC community will be able to drive AMC's share price without illegal tactics in the stock market. Now, what is this author talking about? I believe they're talking about the dark pools, okay? The dark pools, and a long time ago with the Robinhood was not allowing investors, especially retail investors, to buy AMC stock when everyone wanted to. So I think that is what the illegal tactics this author is pointing to. And then this article continues to say that all the opposition that prevented AMC Entertainment stock, so this was about the Robinhood problems where the CEO had some blockages, and then the CEO introduced Citadel. Basically, Citadel was able to understand all of the order flow, and so therefore, Citadel was basically ahead of all the other retail investors because they were one step ahead because Robinhood and Citadel were connected. Therefore, it was very easy to understand for Citadel what the price action and what the price sentiment would be for AMC stock. For example, Citadel was very easily able to understand the price action because if Robinhood had thousands of people buying AMC stock, then they would know to not bet against AMC stock. However, if they saw the volume start to decline on Robinhood, that is when they would probably step in and decide to bet against AMC stock. Or if they saw a little bit of uneasiness, and uneasiness is also because of low volume, low momentum, that way it is very easy for Citadel to step in and decide to bet against AMC stock, or in other words, sell AMC stock rather than buy. And that is why it's very important, and that is why I think we all know that AMC stock had trouble reaching that $100 share price simply because there was a lot of connections between Citadel and Robinhood. And what platform do a lot of retail traders have right now? They have Robinhood. And nothing really too wrong about Robinhood. It has a great user interface, but again, there is that Citadel Robinhood connection. And again, there's nothing extremely wrong with Robinhood. I mean, they have a great user interface, and with Webull, one of the best benefits is to have that early trading time frame, right? You get to trade at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's definitely a sign of relief when you have many platforms to buy and sell AMC stock because sometimes one of your platforms may not work. For example, Fidelity had trouble working a few days ago because a platform decided to shut off, and then for Robinhood, you could only trade at 9 o'clock, so therefore, nothing wrong with opening up another brokerage account to have those safety precautions. Now let's continue reading. So the momentum that retail investors create moving forward will result in higher and quicker upswings in AMC stock, breaking away from the $30 to the $40 range. Exactly. Right now, we are in this range, and right now I believe the price of AMC stock is believed $36 to $37 a share. This could be the very last straw for hedge funds and short sellers. There's nothing after Plan Z except to close their positions because things just got a whole lot tougher for them. Now, there are a lot of opinions surrounding what this author had to say because there's nothing after Plan Z except to close their positions because things just got a whole lot tougher for them. Close their positions. This is a concept that we have been emphasizing a lot on this channel because the reason why it's so significant is because we are approaching the month of August in just a few days. August is going to be a very irregular month just because there could be a lot of liquidations happening in the stock market, or just because seasonality, the month of August is not the best month in the stock market. So in the month of August, as we get closer to that month, that is when we will start to have more data to understand, okay, what are the hedge funds doing? Are they trying to liquidate their positions? Are they going to sell their positions? Are they going to close their positions? And what I mean by that is if you want to close your short position, the position that you are betting against AMC stock, that is why you're called a short seller, then you are going to have to buy back your shares. And buying back is synonymous to closing a position if you are betting against AMC stock. I don't think a lot of people understand that concept yet, but it will make a lot more sense, hopefully as we get closer to the month of August. And so all retail investors need to gamma squeeze AMC at this moment to bulk up the stock. While the AMC community has already begun to do this, short sellers only increase their dark pool trading usage. The illegal backdoor has allowed hedge funds to heavily short AMC stock through a rinse and repeat process retail investors have no control over. Now, this is also another opinion that I agree with because this was extremely evident around that $61 a share price for AMC stock. $61 a share, it had extreme difficulty breaking that level. And so what ended up happening? It was exactly a rinse and repeat process. You would see AMC stock go all the way up from $51 a share and then go back to $61 a share. As soon as it went to $61 a share, it immediately got rejected. And every single time the retail traders tried to increase the share price, the hedge funds stepped in. Maybe because they saw the order flow, maybe because they saw that there was more supply rather than demand, which in other words means there were more people trying to liquidate their position, or in other words, sell their position rather than buy. So Citadel stepped in, or maybe not even Citadel, just any hedge fund understood that. And so therefore, they decided to bet against AMC stock right at that supply zone. And what would that supply zone be? That $61 share price, okay? So investors really had no control over trying to make AMC stock go extremely high, because how would they have control? Even though investors own 80% of AMC stock, guess what the percentage is of who controls the price action for AMC stock? That is, that the hedge funds control 60% of the price action for AMC stock. And so continuing with this article, it says that the NSCC is stepping in to take accountability for every transaction being made in the market. The NSCC will act as a third party to oversee transactions between leaders to stabilize the stock market. That is really good news. And so this means that the markets will not be as volatile. There's a lot of volatility right now, okay? I think AMC stock yesterday was up 10%, and then right now it is down 4 to 5, maybe 8% on the day. So a lot of volatility. And this is all possible due to proposal NSCC 2021-010. But more on that in a moment. Time to play offense. Right now is a time retail investors will have to go on offense if they are to drive AMC stock price back up. By driving up AMC stock, that will allow and that will enable the people betting against AMC stock to lose on their position, or in other words, that means to go negative millions of dollars on paper. So Charles Schwab has already raised margin requirements for both AMC and GameStop stock. JP Morgan, on the other hand, is implementing intraday margin calls up to 7 times per day to ensure short sellers have enough cash at hand to cover their position. Guys, we were talking about this a long time ago, and basically we knew that Charles Schwab and JP Morgan and even Wells Fargo, these are the 3 banks and institutions that back then, right? So if you guys were subscribed, you guys would have already knew this. But back then, we knew that there were a lot of banks already trying to take the precautions so that in the future, they would be prepared for any sort of AMC squeeze to happen. Right now, JP Morgan, they have margin calls basically 7 times per day, so that at the end of a day and each day, they should not be in a loss whatsoever. So every single day, if they end up negative on any position, they will probably go to AMC stock to bet against AMC stock, because as a hedge fund, it is very easy to manipulate the stock price, and so therefore it is more easy for them to make the stock price go down. So how do they make their money back if they decide to lose on any other position? That's when they bet against AMC stock, and that is when they make their money back up. And even Charles Schwab, they have raised margin requirements. In other words, Charles Schwab, they understand that AMC stock and GameStop, they are no joke whatsoever. These are stocks that you need to be careful about, just because if the retail traders decide to squeeze this stock up, the people at Charles Schwab will probably lose a lot of money. So they're just taking the precautions necessary to prepare themselves for the future. And so this puts short sellers in the most extreme condition they've ever been. I agree with that. That's because the more money they lose on paper means the more money they're being expected to fund their margin accounts with. This is what I was talking about with JP Morgan. For example, JP Morgan, let's say they lose on Apple stock. How are they going to be able to get their money back? What they're going to do is they're probably going to bet against AMC stock, because right now a lot of banks, they want a lot of people working for them to end up having money at the end of the day, just because August, the seasonality is probably not going to be the best month. Therefore, they want to prepare for the month of August. And one of the last points that we're going to talk about is how the NSCC requires collateral. If that wasn't enough, the NSCC 2021-010 also requires that lenders have the collateral at hand when trading stock. Ultimately, what this means is that they need money, okay? They need to keep money safe on the side. Otherwise, you will not be able to have a position, whether it is betting against AMC stock or any stock, or whether you are long AMC stock or any stock. And so now hedge funds like JP Morgan, Charles Schwab, and the NSCC are requiring them to keep an insane amount of cash. See, this is what we were talking about just a few seconds ago. They need that cash on the side at hand for once they get squeezed out of their positions. This is yet again, the banks are one step ahead. They're trying to protect themselves for any future conflicts. And so the NSCC is essentially going to make sure everyone's money is there before positions begin to get liquidated. This cash collateral is going to prohibit short sellers from over leveraging their positions. So with all this being said, and because the banks are trying to do whatever they can to make sure that they are in the best financial position in the future, maybe for the month of August, this means that the hedge funds know something that we do not. They are trying to take these precautions, and they have already started from a few weeks ago. And with these few weeks ago, they probably know something that we as retail traders do not. And so will AMC crash the market? Who knows? But why are they trying to make sure that they do not over leverage their positions when back then and just a few weeks ago, this did not really matter to them? Okay, they didn't really start worrying about this until I would say 3 weeks ago or maybe before. But how come they were not worried about over leveraging themselves, let's say in the month of June, right? Because really they started to make sure that they were not over leveraging their positions in the middle of July. So why was it not in the beginning of June? So in my opinion, I think that the hedge funds know something that we do not, possibly that AMC stock will crash the market. Now, I will continue to make updates about AMC stock. So with that being said, AMC stock group, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.